For over 65 years, Green Mountain Electric Supply has been providing New England and New York with quality electrical products and solutions. This is the result of our founder, Earl Labor, and his vision to help the local farming industry, as well as providing a future for his family. Between our fantastic logistics system, extensive stock that has everything you need, stellar customer service that can solve your problems, speedy delivery that gets what you need to where you need it, knowledgeable staff that can answer your questions, and a large network of resources, it's no surprise that here at Green Mountain Electric Supply, we pride ourselves on serving the customer's needs.
When your project's on the line, you can't afford can't. That's why Simcona customers have been loyal for over 60 years, because we don't believe in can't. Thanks to the power of our world-class supply network, we have access to high demand and rare materials. So whether you're looking for that long lead time part or shopping for the best custom control panels, Simcona is your trusted partner in overcoming any component sourcing, panel manufacturing, or inventory management challenges. So let's get started. Ready to see your project come to life? Visit our website to get in touch with our team today.
Starting lineup for the visiting Oilers. On defense, wearing number 12, George Hassel. On defense, wearing number 19, Leo Nason. On right wing, wearing number 3, Trey Johnson. On left wing, wearing number 68, Emerson Cantella. At center, wearing number 17, Dominic Brick. The starting goaltender for the Oilers, wearing number 33, Landon Swain. Coached by Joshua Brick, Phil Brewster, Derek Domros, and Chris Castral. Now, let's introduce the home team Islanders. On defense, wearing number 26, Charlie Tapscott. On defense, wearing number 85, Max Hausrith. On right wing, wearing number 88, Carter Martin. On left wing, wearing number 55, Annalise Garofalo. At center, wearing number 61, Harry Bruckle. The starting goaltender for the Islanders, wearing number 29, Josh Valera. The Islanders are coached by Jesse Kawarski, Nathan Brown, and Dave Garofalo. The referees for today's match are Michael Latier and Garrett Herman. Fans, at this time, if you are able, we ask you to rise and remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian and United States national anthem.
And with that, we say hello again and welcome to the 2025 Youth NHL Experience League 13-14 Division Stanley Cup Championship game featuring the number one seeded Islanders and the number 3 seeded Oilers. Mike Rose here for Rock Sports Network. Thrilled to be with you here for game 2 of 3 of these championship contests here today, as the Nordiques were victorious earlier in the day in the 15-16 division. And now we'll crown a champion in the 13-14 division, or the 11 and 12-year-old division. The Oilers, the number 3 seed, pulled off the upset win to get into this championship contest. The Islanders have not been beaten yet this year, as they are 9-0-2. And we're underway here from Cornerstone Arena in Lockport. I want to remind you, today's contest presented by Green Mountain Electric Supply. As an offside whistled here early on. Established in 1953, Green Mountain Electric Supply has grown to 33 locations and is poised to deliver quality products and personalized service to our residential and commercial customers, and has the breadth of inventory, long-standing vendor partnerships, and solution experts to exceed the expectations of our larger contractors and OEMs. Learn more at gmes.com. So the Islanders in the blue jerseys will be the home team. The Oilers in the whites. Of course, a couple of teams probably about as similar color schemes as you could draw up as that puck found its way in. A little bit of a fluky one there, but the Islanders will take it nonetheless as it trickled in on a redirect. And they take a 1-0 lead. The goal is going to be credited to Carter Martin. And it's 1-0 Islanders. Just kind of looked like a initially harmless looking puck played into the middle, and it just took a couple of redirections and trickled in to the back of the net. 1-0 Islanders. So now the Oilers looking to settle in. Trey Johnson dancing in. He's shut down there. Able to take it right back. Johnson dancing around the cage. Centers one in front and deflects onto the waiting stick of the Islanders defender. That was Bryce Porowski, who was able to clear it out. Yes. Wesley Brown behind the cage. Centering attempt doesn't get through. A couple Islander players run into each other, and Johnson able to push it ahead to Dominic Brick. Cross ice pass to Hunter Sprague. Sprague sends one ahead as the Oilers make their zone exit. Brick stopping, firing, and scooped up on a hop and gloved there by Josh Faluka, the goalie. So in instant impact in this game, the Islanders striking almost immediately. And that's got to be a little bit of a stunner for the Oilers, who are going to have to settle in here now. That face-off controlled eventually by the Islanders behind their cage. Harry Bruckle sends it ahead but turns it over. Ends up with it back on his stick as he marches forward and pushes it out towards center ice. Off the near side wall, and it banks eventually onto the stick of an Islander, and it will be pounced on and frozen there by Oilers goalie Landon Swain. Looped around as the Islanders maintain possession. A couple of players come together for either side and hit the ice as it's battled for behind the net. Eventually pushed out and then put right back behind the net where George Castle met it there for the Oilers. Now Castle skates it ahead. Nice lead pass up ahead and in stride Dom Ligori, but he was shut down there. Nice work defensively for the Islanders as Charlie Tapscott slammed the door on that opportunity. Castle winded up again here for the Oilers. Up the wall, took a deflection, and in stride now with it is Mason Brewster. Brewster tries to chip it into the zone a little deeper as it's battled for along the near side wall. Still up for grabs here right along the blue line, and eventually skated out here by Porowski. Bryce Porowski skating in, fires one, and that one stopped and secured by Swain. Want to remind you our first period today brought to you by Simcona Electronics. Today's your trusted partner for electronic components and custom control panel solutions from design to delivery. Simcona keeps industries connected and moving forward. Learn more at simcona.com. That's SIMCONA.com. Cleared out of the zone there by the Oilers. It gets as far as center ice before it's banked right back in. Brick skates it into the zone. Stopping and looking for options. It works back to the point for a shot that never found its way through. Now marched out of the zone once again for the Islanders. Martin with a shot, and he's got number 2. Nothing fluky about that one. Carter Martin, top shelf. And it's 2-0 Islanders. So 11:06 left here in the first, and Martin has already found the back of the net twice for the Islanders, who are showing why they were the number 1 seed in this division. Trey Johnson with some work as he weaves in ahead and leaves it there for Dominic Brick. Shot from the point, took a couple of deflections on the way in and ends up in the corner on the stick of Brick once again. Johnson. Back to the point, and that shot misses wide into the corner from Sprague. Held it at the line now by Hunter Sprague. Whirling down the half wall on the far side and now all the way behind the cage. Sprague leaves it there behind the net for Brick. Brick dances in front. Nice work there, but he whiffed on the shot, and the Islanders will be able to clear it out to center, where it will find newly arriving on the ice, Leo Nason. Nason chips one right up the middle. It's misplayed there, and here comes Trey Johnson. Johnson dancing through a couple of defenders, picking up the loose puck. And the pass in front by Brick is pushed away back into the corner. Big collision there, and a penalty going to be coming up on the Islanders. And we'll have our first power play of the game with 9:47 to play here in the first period. It's going to go on Bryce Porowski. Should be either an interference or a roughing minor here for him. And so the Oilers will get the first power play of the game. Trailing 2-0. They win the offensive zone draw there with Brewster. He sautés one in front that deflects into the near side corner. Now point to point up top. Worshes back over to Nason. His shot deflects wide of the cage and is chipped back out towards center ice. Oilers 3-on-1 now, back the other way. And the shot is gloved there by Faluka. Big save there. So with 1:28 left on Prowski's penalty, it'll be frozen there by Faluka. Islanders control this draw, and they're able to get a clear. And they'll lead up precious seconds of this penalty time. Of course, it has not been good to be the Oilers in a championship game in recent years, as the NHL Edmonton Oilers falling to the Florida Panthers for the second year in a row in the NHL's Stanley Cup Finals. This youth team here in Division 13-14 trying to rewrite the script here, and they're going to have to do so out of a 2-0 hole as they carry it into the zone with Castle, who misses just wide of the corner there. Had a little bit of an opening as the Islanders will clear it all the way back down, and Nason will have to go back and regroup with 35 left on the penalty. Good pressure on the forecheck here, shorthanded for the Islanders. Not allowing the Oilers to get out of their zone cleanly and holding it down in the Oilers' defensive zone where 15 or so seconds have been eaten up now, and they still can't get it out. The Islanders hold it in once again. A shot goes wide into the corner, but now just 10 seconds left on the penalty time. Brick had it taken right off his stick, and the final seconds of the penalty time are going to come off the board here. Great work, shorthanded by the Islanders. Castle back the other way for the Oilers. Lost the puck. It's followed up there by Nason, who skates into the zone. Leo Nason cross-ice paths, and he'll find a vacated area there where it'll be chipped around in the slot and now scooped up by the Islanders out towards center ice. Chipped up the boards and into the Oilers zone once again, where it'll be played there by Hunter Sprague. Sprague ran to some traffic, a collision there. He lost his stick. An Islander hit the deck. It's still sitting loose there up against the wall on the far side. Nobody can dig it out, seemingly. Miles Dixon finally got in there to do so, and then the Oilers will send it down, and it will had the juice for an icing with 6:50 to go here in the first period. Shots are 4 apiece here so far in the opening 9 minutes or so of this period. Want to remind you that today's first period is powered by Simcona Electronics Corporation, your trusted partner for electronic components and custom control panel solutions. From design to delivery, Simcona keeps industries connected and moving forward. Learn more at simcona.com. That's SIMCONA.com. Played back to the point for the Islanders, but now they'll just have to regroup back on their own end, and Steven Tomasola turned it over. Trey Johnson with a shot, and a glove save made there by Faluka. But Johnson's been noticeable so far for the Oilers in the opening period of this game. He's made some plays offensively. The Oilers with an offensive zone draw here. And just unable to hold it at the line there was Nason. Now it'll be skated back in and shipped behind the cage by Castle. First one to it, Tomasola. Up against the boards, it's battled for and chipped out towards center ice. Cross ice pass finds Castle in stride for the Oilers. Winding and firing and gloved again by Faluka. So the Islanders goalie has been sharp here so far. A pair of Carter Martin goals, the difference right now on the scoreboard in this 2-0 game here in the Youth NHL Experience League 13-14 Division Stanley Cup Championship here on Rock Sports Network, presented today by Green Mountain Electric Supply. Walled off there on the entry was Wesley Brown. It'll be chipped out towards center ice, just by the stick of Dominic Brick, and back into the zone for a shot from Bryce Borowski, and that one goes up high on the deflection. Held in at the line by the Islanders. Tapscott flips one on the backhand. Can't find anybody to play it to, and it'll be chipped back out towards center ice. Oilers work into the zone now. Brick has Hansen in front. Walks in himself. Leaves it on the doorstep. It's a tap in, and the Oilers get on the board. So great play there as Brick leaves it there for Eli Hansen to just tap one home, and just like that, it's a 2-1 game. Islanders quickly back the other way, and that shot spinning by and nobody home on that one. Iantroni had it played away from him, and now the Islanders will start back with it the other way. Weaving through some traffic, trying to get through. It works to Iantroni, and he just couldn't pull it back to the forehand with the goal vacated. At the point, Tapscott dances by. Leaves it there, and it's dumped into the corner. This one drifts back in to the Islanders' end as Brick weaves his way through, trying to send one in front again. This one shut down by the Islanders' defense. 1-on-2 back the other way comes Garofalo, and a big collision there, a penalty coming up. And we'll see who ends up as the guilty party there, as it looked like both teams ended up with a player a little worse for wear there. But it looks like the penalty is going to go on the Islanders, which gives the Oilers their second power play chance of the game and a chance to potentially even this game at 2. It will be Luca Vaccaro who is carrying that puck in, who will end up as the guilty party and sit in the box. Castle, point to point to Nason. Nason with some room to work. Shot gets deflected wide into the corner. 2 players aside, battle for it behind the cage now, and it is the Oilers who emerge with possession. Banked up the wall and skated out now by Porowski. Bryce Porowski splits the defense, and he's in with a shorthanded chance, and he buries it. Nifty little play there for Porowski as he just went right up the middle of the Oilers' defense. It's a shorthanded goal, and it's 3-1. Islanders with 3:21 to play here in the first period. Great move there. Just got right down the middle of the defense for a timely goal here late in the first period. This puck squirts free onto the near side wall and will be eventually played ahead by the Islanders, but only as far as the zone as the Oilers regain possession and start back the other way. Dancing down the middle, weaving through defenders, and eventually cut off there was Castle. Johnson with some room to walk in, and his shot saved there by Faluka. Johnson first one to it in front, and that shot may not have ever reached Faluka. Johnson right back on it again. In front on the backdoor try, and the rebound is put home. A mad scramble in front, and it ends up in an Oilers goal as Emerson Patinella puts it in the back of the net for the power play goal. 3-2. Islanders still in front. But a big goal by Patinella in what's been a rapid fire first period here so far. Goals coming in bunches both ways. Wesley Brown walks in with it, tried to just jam it home, and a good save there made by Swain, who just kept it out. Chipped along again off the near side boards. Tomasella couldn't hold it in, and now it wheels back around, where it'll be played there by Jackson Newman. Porowski back on it. Centering pass, it eventually found its target. The rebound is still loose in front. It's still popped free, bouncing around in front, and finally it is Swain who snares it to get the stoppage.
Oilers second goal, 8. Nella, 6 by number 19, Leo Nason and Craig Johnson. 3 into the first period.
So Nason and Johnson pick up the assists on that power play goal for the Oilers, who were fortunate to not see a goal put back on them moments ago. Now Brick tries to bank it up the boards. It works out towards center ice before it's played there. Stick goes flying for the Oilers, who back behind the play, Dom Ligori had to go scoop his stick up and didn't see the puck coming his way. Turned over now as the Oilers try to maintain control in the final minute and change here in period number 1. Spinning and back to the point with a try there from Liam Vogt, and that one is secured there by Faluka. .106 to play here in our first period. I want to remind you our championships today presented by Green Mountain Electric Supply. Since 1953, Green Mountain Electric Supply has been working hand in hand with our customers to get things done right the first time and with a high level of urgency. They believe that logistical excellence is the backbone of large-scale projects, enabling efficient execution, cost control, and risk management. As that shot saved in front by Swain. Your team deserves a partner that can rise up to the challenges that undoubtedly present themselves and do so in a manner that elicits confidence in your team. Green Mountain Electric Supply. Let's work together for a better tomorrow. Islanders hold it in. Porowski dancing through the defense once again. Centering pass to Garofalo. It bounces in front and it just trickles wide. Thrown in front by Porowski. Swain's down and out, but the Islanders can't get a shot on goal. It's taken away and just iced down to the other end by the Oilers. A smart play by Brewster to just avert any further danger. It'll come down for another offensive zone draw for the Islanders with 21.7 seconds left in the first period. But we've seen a couple of scramble drills like that in front of the net already on either side. And what is starting to feel like it's going to be a very, very high-scoring affair here today in this 13-14 division Stanley Cup Championship. Oilers trying to push for one more late scoring opportunity. Patinella getting in. Patinella shot saved there by Faluka as he snares it with the glove with 6.4 seconds to go here in the first period. So the Oilers will get one last chance here on the offensive zone draw to potentially get a scoring chance. Brick controls the draw. He gets taken out. Puck deflects out of the zone, and that will take us to the end of period number 1. Islanders 3, Oilers 2. Second period coming up here on Rock Sports Network.
For over 65 years, Green Mountain Electric Supply has been providing New England and New York with quality electrical products and solutions. This is the result of our founder, Earl Labor, and his vision to help the local farming industry, as well as providing a future for his family. Between our fantastic logistics system, extensive stock that has everything you need, stellar customer service that can solve your problems, speedy delivery that gets what you need to where you need it, knowledgeable staff that can answer your questions, and a large network of resources, it's no surprise that here at Green Mountain Electric Supply, we pride ourselves on serving the customer's needs.
When your project's on the line, you can't afford can't. That's why Simcona customers have been loyal for over 60 years, because we don't believe in can't. Thanks to the power of our world-class supply network, we have access to high demand and rare materials. So whether you're looking for that long lead time part or shopping for the best custom control panels, Simcona is your trusted partner in overcoming any component sourcing, panel manufacturing, or inventory management challenges. So let's get started. Ready to see your project come to life? Visit our website to get in touch with our team today.
Back here in Lockport, second period coming up. Islanders, Oilers in a good one here in the 13-14 Division Stanley Cup Championship game presented by Green Mountain Electric Supply here on Rock Sports Network. Mike Rose, thrilled to be with you here this afternoon. As the Islanders looking to break quickly here in the second, and having to jump on that one is Swain to get the stoppage there. It was Porowski who was dancing in again. He has been active here already. A goal on his stat line for the Islanders in that first period, as that one banked ahead and chipped. Thought it went into the Islanders bench there. Instead, they'll just squirt out towards center ice and then marched back in. Mishandled, but ends up on the stick of Porowski, and his shot deflects high and wide into the corner. Couple players battle for it in the near side corner, and it'll be the Oilers who emerge with possession. Sprague, two-line pass ahead to Ligori. He's shut down before he can enter the zone. Brick couldn't control it, and here's Porowski again, dancing out wide, and his shot glove save made by Swain. Want to thank today's second period sponsor, Sadia Hockey. Rob Sadia is an NHL level skating and skills coach who has worked with players from the Pittsburgh Penguins, New York Islanders, Las Vegas Golden Knights, Buffalo Sabres, and Nashville Predators, as well as players from the AHL, KHL, ECHL, and NCAA Division I programs, the USHL, NAHL, and OHL. Rob's coach education content and training materials are used by coaches all over the world. You can check them out online at trainbetterplaybetter.com, as that will be blown dead after Swain secured it. It popped loose there at the end, but they'll say he had it for long enough to secure a whistle. That face-off controlled by the Oilers. Johnson knocked off the puck, but followed up nicely here by Castle, who works ahead. Delayed penalty going to be coming up here against the Islanders for a hit back behind the play. And so the Oilers will go back on the power play once again for the third time already in this game. Patnella scored on the power play on the last opportunity. This time, Harry Brukel, the guilty party. So he'll sit for 2 minutes for that bump behind the play. And now we'll see this Oilers power play once again. Castle plays it into the corner, and there to retrieve it behind the net is Brewster in front, and that one just sent wide. Works back along the point to Castle. He tries to chip it along the boards. Oilers trying to find some space with which to work. Johnson finds some in front, and a great save made there by Faluka. Brewster right back on it. Centers one again, and this time it will be cleared all the way down by the Islanders. Swain winds it up here for George Castle. Castle banks it along the wall to himself as he skates ahead, but left behind the puck momentarily. Gives it up to Patnella. 2-on-2 the other way for the Oilers. Patnella out wide to Miles Dixon. Dixon stops along the wall. Double teamed there. Tries to center one in front. Brick hadn't got back into the play, and it'll be skated out the other way by Porowski. Porowski already has a shorthanded goal in this game. Winding one in, and he's got a clear! Porowski does it again shorthanded, and the Islanders double up their lead. It's 4-2. Second shorthanded goal of the game for Bryce Porowski, as the Islanders, at this point, getting comfortable. A man down out there. It's 4-2 with 12:33 and counting to play here in the second period. Now we'll see if the Oilers can respond. Still have 37 seconds left on the power play. They get it just across the line and able to hold it in there. A little knuckleball sent in there and gloved and held by Faluka. 12:09 to go in the second. 25 left in the penalty time. Connor Curran going to pick up the assist on Porowski's goal. As the Islanders wind it up once again, start back the other way with a shorthanded opportunity. Back to the point. A little bit of a dangerous play, but able to dance through traffic there and push one on goal there was Kai Weekly. And it'll be held there by Swain with just 6 seconds left in the penalty time. The Islanders look poised to kill off another one. As the Oilers now 1 for 3 on the power play, but they've surrendered 2 shorthanded goals. It's certainly not what you're hoping to get done, especially as you try to pull an upset in this spot here against the number 1 seeded Islanders. A long pass ahead nearly made its way through to Ligori, who had snuck behind the defense. Instead, it'll go for an icing. So it'll come all the way back down to the other end here. 11:37 left in the second period. Appreciate you tuning in here this afternoon with us, whether on Facebook or YouTube. Rock Sports Network bringing you the action here today at the 2025 Youth NHL Experience League. our second Stanley Cup championship game of the day. As that one centered in front, it squirts free and is skated away by Brewster. Mason Brewster going 1-on-3, and he had it taken off his stick by Bruckle. Bruckle delivers a big hit up high and now has to try and take it away from Brewster again, and he does. Bruckle had it taken off his stick this time by Ligori. Don Ligori walking in with a shot and deflected with the glove and away by Faluka. Islanders skating back the other way with Curran. Curran got pinballed around there as he hit the line, and it's going to be an offsides. That'll bring the faceoff back out of the Oilers' zone. 16-12 shots on goal in favor of the Islanders here so far. As once again, it will be Brick and Porowski in the face-off circle. Oilers come away with it as dancing free is Johnson. Trey Johnson, a little stop-and-go move. Dances by another defender, but then lost his footing and had it taken away by Porowski, who gets tripped up. Johnson right back on the puck, but he swung and missed. And so it'll be Porowski back the other way. Porowski spinning in the slot, sends one into a vacated corner, where it'll be played there by the Oilers. Off Johnson's stick, into center ice. Johnson has it again now. 3-on-1, now 3-on-2 for the Oilers, and that pass will go wide of Patinella, who has to scoop it up in the near side corner. Patinella winds it around for Brick. Johnson heads off on a change. At the point, that shot deflects wide. Patinella going to be the first to it again for the Oilers in the near side corner. Porowski tries to scoop it out of the zone, and the Islanders darting back the other way. It's sent right back in the other direction. So the Islanders will have to wind it up once again. Chipped right up the middle. Porowski able to dance free. 2-on-1 here for the Islanders. Porowski in with Newman. Porowski scanning, looking, gives it off to Newman in front, and it squirts in. Not sure if Newman got a piece. If it's Porowski, it's his third of the day. But regardless, it's all smiles for the Islanders as they extend their lead to 5-2. Yeah, not sure who that puck ultimately deflected off of, but nonetheless, another Islanders goal. 5-2 lead now with 9.5 to go here in the second. And they're looking for more. That shot saved by Swain. Nice save there made by Landon Swain. Cross ice pass, and now the Oilers potentially with a look back the other way. As Hansen tried to find some space, but couldn't do it. Dixon squirts up the middle. Here comes Miles Dixon with a shot, and it's guided into the corner by Faluka. Dixon right back on it, circling, scanning, working in front. Backhand try, save made, rebound. Up for grabs in the slot. And the Oilers keep it in for now. Magavro working there as well as Brewster, but eventually the Islanders work it free and send it around center ice. Dixon spinning away with it. Sent into the zone by Annalise Garofolo. As we tick under 8.5 to go here in the second. Along the near side wall. It's just going to be offsides there as Sprague worked in. So 8:18 to go here in the second. 5-2 lead in favor of the Islanders. And another quick whistle here is going to halt that play. So another face-off just outside the Islander zone coming up here. Pair of Islander defenders collide there as Castle and Nason run into each other's paths, and that save will be made with the glove by Swain to freeze it with 8:04 left here in the second period, which we want to remind you once again is brought to you today by Cedilla Hockey. Cedilla Hockey is the advanced training division of New Edge Hockey Development Academy and offers the highest level of player development available in the state of New York. NEHDA and Cedilla Hockey have been voted the #1 academy in New York for 8 straight years. For more information, check them out online at trainbetterplaybetter.com. Newman will punch it ahead, and here comes Bruckle. Bruckle splits the defenders on the backhand, and he hit the post. Everything but the finish there for Bruckle with fantastic work there with the stick, and eventually Swain freezes it in front again for the Oilers. So 7:35 as a goalie change made here for the Oilers. It'll be Chloe Castell who takes over now in place of Swain, who has been under siege for much of the day. I'll tell you, Castell's got the best goalie pads we've seen so far here today with those orange pads and the orange blocker as well, matching the Oilers' color scheme very well. As Castell will let that one drift behind her cage, and it'll be played there by Spray. Johnson dances ahead and puts it onto the stick of Pantanella in front. Bouncing puck, and sprawling onto it there will be Faluka. As I look across the way to the Islanders bench, I can tell you it looks like they only have one goalie, so don't expect any goalie changes coming on that side here today. Offensive zone draw here for the Oilers. One cleanly in a shot once again, secured by Faluka. .658 to go here in the second period. Shots now 20-14 in favor of the Islanders, who have opened up a 5-2 lead here with both goals so far in this period. The one-time try goes off the side of the cage. Johnson scoops it up in front. Johnson dancing into the middle. Backhand try. It's loose in front. The rebound can't be stuffed home. As another great save made by Faluka. Brewster couldn't jam it home. Johnson back checking there to try and slow down Carter Martin. And the Oilers will wind it back up the other way. Held in at the line nicely there. And walking in with a chance was Weekly, but couldn't get it controlled to get a strong chance away. And it's punched back now as the Oilers start back the other way. Once again, Johnson dancing outside, dancing in. Backhand try on the cross ice pass, and he just couldn't redirect it on goal there for Pantanella. As the Islanders will send it all the way down for an icing. 5:54 to play here. I want to remind you, these championships today are presented by Green Mountain Electric Supply. Green Mountain Electric Supply provides the services and solutions you need to carry your business forward, from leading the charge as a resource for electric vehicle supply equipment and partnering with best-in-class suppliers to investing in robust e-commerce solutions and a team of experts ready to support you with professionalism and a sense of urgency. GMES has been your trusted course for service for over 70 years. Islanders back the other way again, is working outside is Luca Vaccaro. He sends it back to the point where it's chipped along by Tomasella in the slot, and the shot couldn't get away cleanly there from Bruckle as it's scooped up in the corner. On the near side boards, Castle couldn't punch it out of the zone. Free now for Castle to secure the puck and try and play it away. It works out towards center ice before it can be carried into the zone now. Dixon dancing in. His pass deflected away by Tomasella. Dixon back on the puck into some space and had it taken off his stick as the Islanders dart back the other way. Bruckle showing off the stick work once again in front. One-timer, the rebound! And it's put home. It's Zayden D'Antrono. 6-2 Islanders. Everything coming up Islanders right now as they got themselves another goal here to extend this lead. As they have controlled this game from the onset and have not let up since. Brewster knocked off the puck there, and here comes Wesley Brown. Brown weaving through defenders, got taken out. No call coming as well, then maybe now there will be a call coming as looked like Brown took a little bit of a slash there. It is going to be the first Islanders power play of the game as Dom Ligori will sit in the box for a couple of minutes. So we'll see what the Islanders can do on the man advantage. Borowski wins that draw into the corner, but the Oilers able to chip it out to center ice. Still up for grabs at center ice, and finally scooped up there by Brown. Wesley Brown will dump it into the zone. Jackson Newman giving chase behind the net for the Islanders, and will be played along the half wall here on the near side. Taken away by the Oilers as they come back the other way now with some speed down the wing. Sprague trying to work into the middle, and it'll be covered up there by Faluka.
Oilers. Brian Brown.
3:52 to go here in the second period. It will be an offensive zone draw here for the Oilers with 1:22 left on the penalty against Ligori. Sprague wins that foot race to the other end, and now Garofalo, first one to it for the Islanders. Annalise Garofalo plays it back to the point. That shot went off her back, and ahead of the pack comes Dominic Brick. Good work by the Islanders to work back defensively as Brick dances into the middle, and now will skate out of his own zone to reset here and work through some of the remaining penalty time. Goes cross ice to Castle. And Castle sends one down into the Islander zone where they will have to reset. Chipped along towards Martin, who scoops it up on the move. Martin dances in the middle. Long shot. And that one goes just wide as Martin was looking for the hat trick. Good work there on the forecheck by Porowski, who's also on hat trick watch. The wraparound try doesn't find the net cleanly. That one hits the side of the cage. And it's worked out here by the Oilers. Here comes Johnson pulling away from the pack. Trey Johnson had it knocked off his stick. Good work by Bruckle. Islanders charging back the other way. Right down the middle with a chance. And it's 7-2. This time Luca Vaccaro puts one home. And the unbeaten Islanders looking well on their way to becoming the 13-14 division champions as they have had an offensive onslaught here in this second period. They've scored 4 goals in a row here in the second to open up a 7-2 lead. Final couple minutes here in period number 2. Oilers with possession in the zone. That one snared by Faluka in front. He'll freeze it with 2:07. So offensive zone draw here for the Oilers. As they dropped the puck there with the Islanders having 6 players on the ice, but we will play on here as the extra man skates off, and the Islanders try to skate away with the puck. Can't do it this time. Magavro holds it in. And now sent out to the point where Castle waits for it and fires. And once again, Faluka grabs that one. Easy save for him, and a little pushing and shoving after the fact. As Brewster was in the middle of that action. .145 to go here in the second period. Again, want to thank our sponsors, Green Mountain Electric Supply, Simcona Electronics, and Sadia Hockey, and helping us bring you these championship games here today. This is game 2 of 3. We'll have the 11-12 division to finish off our afternoon here in Lockport. As the Oilers trying to come charging in. Again, Bruckle with a really good stick there. And now bodies all over the place, and a big shove there, and things are getting a little ugly here in the late stages of this game. Never want to see anything like that play out. And so looks like a player aside is going to be sent to the box here as our referees try to settle things down a bit. We'll have to get this all cleaned up here and figuring out if anybody's going to come away from this short-handed. I wouldn't anticipate that would be the case, but we will see how it all plays out. Great work by whoever's running the music here today with a great selection there after the little skirmish there. So we'll see who ends up in the penalty box here. It looks like we're still going to skate 5 aside. Faceoff's going to come outside the Islanders zone here. And we'll resume play here. Yeah, it looks like we're staying 5 aside. Not sure if anybody ended up in the box or not, as that one's flipped out of play. Can't quite see inside the penalty box from our vantage point here up above rinkside. But if we see someone come out of the penalty box, we'll let you know as Brick winds this one behind the net here in the final minute for the Oilers. Final minute here in period number 2. Backhand try, and it's saved again by Faluka. And for all the offensive support that the Islanders have aided their goalie with, he has been sharp when called upon so far today. Don't want that to be overstated as Johnson dances in for the Oilers, but he couldn't get a shot on cleanly. The other way, Porowski. His shot deflects wide behind the cage, scooped around and along the half wall here. It'll be pushed back in deeper and have to be scooped up there by Johnson. And it looks like we did have roughing penalties called on both sides. One-time try! And it's Bruckle with a bomb from the slot to make it 8-2. That puck just squirted free into the middle, and Bruckle let loose an absolute bomb from the slot. His first goal of the day makes it 7-2. Islanders control the faceoff once again. Final 10 seconds here in the second period. D'Antrano plays it there in the corner. It'll be flipped up along. Bruckle with one more try. And that is how the second period will come to a close. It's all Islanders after 2. Stay with us here on Rock Sports Network.
For over 65 years, Green Mountain Electric Supply has been providing New England and New York with quality electrical products and solutions. This is the result of our founder, Earl Labor, and his vision to help the local farming industry, as well as providing a future for his family. Between our fantastic logistics system, extensive stock that has everything you need, stellar customer service that can solve your problems, speedy delivery that gets what you need to where you need it, knowledgeable staff that can answer your questions, and a large network of resources, it's no surprise that here at Green Mountain Electric Supply, we pride ourselves on serving the customers.
Back here, it is 8-2. Islanders leading the Oilers in the 13-14 Division Stanley Cup Championship here in the Youth NHL Experience League. Mike Rose bringing you the action here today for Rock Sports Network. I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Green Mountain Electric Supply. Green Mountain Electric Supply provides the services and solutions you need to carry your business forward. From leading the charge as your resource for electric vehicle supply equipment and partnering with best-in-class suppliers, to investing in robust e-commerce solutions and a team of experts ready to support you with professionalism and a sense of urgency, GMES has been your trusted source for service for over 70 years. So Bruckle gets the 8th goal of the game for the Islanders, who are well in control of this game. And another chance there goes high and wide as Vaccaro nearly had another one. That shot save made there by Castell. Back the other way now with it is Sprague. Sprague holding it on the backhand. Finally got knocked off the puck there, and Porowski will work back the other way. Bryce Porowski, 1-on-3. That hasn't been a problem for him today. He's got 2 short-handed goals in this game. His shot blockered away there as he gets taken out into the corner, and he's still down. Now he'll make his way back up to his feet as the Oilers get it as far as the line, but not out. And now it will just squirt over the blue line there, so the Islanders will have to dump and reset. Nason pushes it along towards Castle, who feathers it out towards center ice, where the Oilers can wind it up with Johnson. Trey Johnson charging down the middle. Johnson weaving and scoring! Great finish there from Johnson, and he gets the Oilers back on the board after a run of 5 unanswered. It is 8-3 now with 13-14 to play here in the third period. Face-off controlled here by the Islanders. The Oilers will regain control and push it back out towards center ice. As it's battled for here right in front of the penalty boxes, and it squirts free momentarily. Bodies tumbling over, and eventually the Islanders emerge with it with Martin. Martin, who had the first 2 goals of the game with a shot, and that one deflects just wide. And Elise Scarfolo centering pass, but nobody home on that one. As it's shipped along once again, and now taken back in by Bruckle. Bruckle 1-on-4, barreling through defenders as he scoops it up in the corner. No-look pass in front, and deflected back out towards the point where Weekly will scoop it up. Weekly shot, glove save made by Castell, and she'll freeze it there. with 12-12 left here in the third. Both teams will make changes 5 for 5 there for this offensive draw for the Islanders. Shots on goal, just 26-21 in favor of the Islanders, but the chances have been much more dangerous on their side, and Faluka has also been incredibly sharp in goal when called upon for the Islanders today, in what has truly been a complete team effort in building this big lead. Tapscott back on it now as he wheels it around, and Charlie Tapscott will dump it in and wait for some reinforcements. It's hoisted up and out of the zone and nearly turned over right at the Islanders line, but instead Tapscott's there to clean it up again. Here comes Charlie Tapscott, charging down the far side, centering pass, works its way out to a vacated point, which will eventually be filled there by Max Hanrath, and he'll spin it around the boards, where Castle will wait there with plenty of time for the Oilers. He sends it right back over to that point, and Hanrath meets it there before it's chipped out of the zone by Sprague. Now Sprague working back in for the Oilers. Sprague dancing free, but he had it taken off his stick right at the last second. Good work defensively there by Newman. Puck hops up in the air, and Nason settles it down once again for the Oilers. Passed ahead and pushed into the zone here for the Oilers, who battled to maintain possession along the wall. Now Nason charges free with it. He dumps it back behind the cage, where Hansen will get to it. His centering attempts eventually work its way out to Castle with a shot, and his shot deflects high and wide up over the top. Islanders get to it first, and Wesley Brown's able to chip it all the way back down. Castle with a bank pass ahead. Brewster tries to go right back to him. Instead, it's pushed the other way. And a foot race here. Bruckle's going to win that one. Bruckle trying to stop behind the cage, but unable to maintain control of the puck as the Oilers take it away and work back the other way. Ligori carrying it in. Dom Ligori. Centering pass in front, and Faluka with an unbelievable stop. What a great save made there by Faluka. As I mentioned, when called upon, he has been excellent. .957 left here in the second period. Or excuse me, the third period. Scoreboard still says second, but it is the third. It is 8-3 here in favor of the Islanders. The second period is where the Islanders opened up their big lead as they scored all 5 goals in that period. Faluka sticks that one to the side once again. Oilers trying to generate some sort of offense here out of the corner, but just can't get the puck cleanly in front. It's taken away as the Islanders come charging back the other way once again. That shot whistles high and wide off the stick of Martin. McGavro able to chip it along there in the corner, and he has it again. Nearly turned over. Porowski lurking, and eventually the Oilers able to skate onto it and out of the zone, and now back the other way offensively. Right up the middle with a chance for Brick, and the save made again by Faluka. Chipped up the boards, and Castle will scoop it up in the near side corner. He leaves it there behind the net for Brick. Dominic Brick carrying the puck ahead. All the way into the zone. Brick into the middle of the try. Faluka again stands tall. Porowski's clearing attempt shut down by Johnson. He dances by a couple of defenders and sends it cross ice to Castle. Castle with a drive. That one misses wide. The wraparound try denied. And then that one gloved and shut down on the shot from Sprague. So 8:27 to go here in the third. Johnson, centering pass in front, never got through. He's right back on it and gives it up to Sprague. Sprague can't get a clean shot off, and the Islanders will skate away back to the other end. Giantroni splits a defender, but couldn't make it past the last line of defense as he spilled into the corner. Hanrath plays it back into the center of the ice. And Giantroni, who got blasted into the boards over there, was skating straight to the bench in what appeared to be a lot of pain. Johnson, who has been dynamite when he's had the puck on his stick today, dances into the corner, but he ran into a little bit of trouble there, and then he got flat as the hitting has gotten significantly more physical suddenly over the last couple of minutes, and now bodies spilling all over the ice again, and it's going to be blown dead. As Porowski skates over into the corner to get the stick of Giantroni. .722 to play here in the third. Did look like some sort of penalty was going to be called out of that sequence. And it looks like the lone penalty is going to go on Max Hanrath for the Islanders. And right now, the Oilers seem set to have the man advantage. Well, now they take Hanrath's number off the scoreboard here as we're still trying to assess who this penalty is going to be on. 26-25, your shots on goal. 8-3, the score in favor of the Islanders. We want to thank our sponsors today once again, Green Mountain Electric Supply, Simcona Electronics, and Sedia Hockey, all helping make today's broadcasts possible. So thank you once again to all of them. Make sure you're plugged in and following Rock Sports Networks on all your social media platforms, and you can check our interview with all of today's player of the games out later on tonight, our Green Mountain Electric Supply players of the game. As a backhand chance in front from Wesley Brown is saved there. Oilers working on the power play as they skate it into the zone, and the little knuckleball goes just wide. Into the corner, Castle first one to it. In front, and that one cleared out of harm's way, at least momentarily. Final minute and change of the penalty time. As looks like an Oilers player lost his stick. Brewster has to scoop that up, and that allows the Islanders to skate it out of the zone. Charging back the other way now, and a shot that goes just wide of Castell, and back the other side. There to meet is Ligori. Sends it up the wall, and then right back on it with a backhand chip out of the zone. Bruckle calls for it and gets it, as he sends it deep into the zone to kill off some more penalty time. Nason, first one there for the Oilers. Couldn't play it cleanly, and now tied up there. Good work again by the Islanders on the forecheck, shorthanded. They have been dangerous all day shorthanded, and now Bruckle nearly with the takeaway. Now he does get it away. And shorthanded try is put home. Vaccaro. Second of the game for Luca Vaccaro. And it's opened up now to a 10-3 Islanders lead. Or scratch that. I believe it's still a 9-3 Islanders lead. I think the scoreboard has it wrong here. Nonetheless, the Islanders are feeling pretty good about their spot right now, as they are firmly in control of this game. 5:32 to play in this third period. They seem well on their way to the championship victory. And another chance potentially there is shut off by the Oilers defensively, and it'll be scooped up behind the net by Liam Vogt. Vogt plays it up the wall to McGavro. It hopped over his skip. Penalty time has expired as Steven Tomasello plays it ahead. Vaccaro, who scored moments ago, trying to work by a couple of defenders, and he's walled off there by Brick. McGavro had it taken away from him once again. Porowski spinning and twirling with Vaccaro in front, looking, tries to center one, it squirts free, and then Castell with the sprawling effort to freeze it there. .447 left here in the third. 2025 Youth NHL Experience League Division 13-14 Stanley Cup Championship game. Make sure you stay tuned after the conclusion of this game for the presentation of the Stanley Cup. Yes, we have a real Stanley Cup in the building here today. Is that one frozen again by Castell? Also was able to check out some of the merchandise going to the winners of these games in between our first and second contest today. Some very nice championship rings down there. Some MVP chains. Some really cool stuff going to the winners of these games, you know. When I played youth sports, I got a t-shirt when I won a championship as Bruckles got another. Now the scoreboard's right. It is 10-3. Bruckle buries another one, and it's a rout here in this championship contest. Possibilities endless on the Islanders side for who will end up garnering MVP honors as Martin carries this one in. Martin in front, backhand try, and he's got another. Carter Martin finishes off the hat trick. And the Islanders pouring it on here. So now 4:13 still left here in the third period of this one. Brewster will carry it into the zone. Johnson darts free, cross ice pass, but couldn't be directed cleanly on goal there by Patinella. Bouncing puck will be scooped up here by Johnson. Trying to weave his way into the middle, and instead the Islanders will march back with it the other way. Wesley Brown carries it into the zone. Spinning attempt trying to center it, unable to do so as Trey Johnson skates away with it once again. He plays it up the boards. It'll be skated into the zone here, and walking in is Brewster, but he couldn't get a clean shot away. Brewster maintains control, sends one in front, and it goes right through the crease. Brick behind the cage. And a one-time try is going to miss wide from Nason. Sprague in front, couldn't get a clean shot away. Nason will hold it in at the line. Left there by Patinella, who then takes a chop at it and emerging in front of the pack with a chance and off the post for Ligori, who found himself all alone in front and ring it off the crossbar. Miles Dixon flips one along that is played behind the cage and chipped back out of the zone. And now here come the Islanders. Porowski with a chance. The rebound just goes over the stick of Newman. Brick skates onto it for the Oilers. It's pushed along and skated out of the zone. Up ahead, Hunter Sprague works onto his forehand, but lost control of the puck. Brick emerges from the scrum on the near side half wall and goes all the way around to the other side, but had it knocked away as the Islanders start back. Vaccaro to Bruckle, but he couldn't corral the pass cleanly. Bruckle will stop and spin and send one in front that ends up being pushed behind the net. Active stick from Buckle wins it back for the Islanders momentarily, but they cannot get a clean shot away as Brick carries it out. Backhand try stuffed by Faluka. Big hit in the corner as the Oilers regain control of the puck with Dixon. And it's eventually spun around where Brick waits for it. Brick has Hansen emerging in the middle as he works free, gives it up to Hansen. His shot got deflected on the way in, still loose in front. Felico made a save, and eventually it squirts out to the point. As we're under a minute to go in this championship contest, Brick and his shot got partially deflected on the way in, and Faluka will cover it up. 34.4 seconds left as the Islanders can practically taste the championship win now. It'll be an offensive zone draw here for the Oilers. Brewster, centering pass, knocked down, and the Islanders will skate away with it out to at least center ice. And now they'll start back in once again. Martin with a riser that misses high. And we're under 10 seconds now as the Islanders bench counting it down. And that'll do it. The Islanders, your 13-14 division Stanley Cup champions. An absolutely dominant performance by the Islanders as they cap off their unbeaten season with the championship here today. And they win it in a runaway over the Oilers. That's going to do it for us for now. Stay with us for the presentation of the Stanley Cup and all the post-game festivities. But for now, Mike Rose signing off for Rock Sports Network. Islanders, winners here in the Youth NHL Experience League 13-14 Division Championship.
Please line up on their respective blue lines. Green Mountain Electric Supply Player of the Game for the Islanders, number 2, Bryce Powerski. Bryce will be interviewed by Rock Sport Network after the game. Okay, if each player of the Oilers could come up as their name's called. Number 3, Trey Johnson. Number 12, George Castle. Number 17, Dominic Breck. Number 19, Leo Nasson. Number 24, Liam Voigt. Number 33, Landon Swain. Number 35, Chloe Castle. Number 72, Eli Hansen. Number 70, Edith McGavner. Number 87, Miles Dixon. Number 91, Mason Brewster. And number 26, Ryan Balmras. And now if each player on the Islanders can come up as their name is called. Number 2, Bryce Powerski. Number 3, Stephen Tomasello. Number 4, Kai Weekly. Number 6, Jackson Newman. Number 19, Wesley Brown. Number 25, Connor Curran. Number 26, Charlie Tapscott. Number 29, Josh Beluka. Number 59, Luca Vaquero. Number 61, Harry Bruckle. Number 85, Max Handbrath. Number 88, Carter Martin. Number 89, Zayden Dientro. Number 55, Annalise Garfolo. Head coach Dave Garfolo. Could the coaches of the Islanders come up for presentation of the Stanley Cup?
For over 65 years, Green Mountain Electric Supply has been providing New England and New York with quality electrical products and solutions. This is the result of our founder, Earl Labor, and his vision to help the local farming industry, as well as providing a future for his family. Between our fantastic logistics system, extensive stock that has everything you need, stellar customer service that can solve your problems, speedy delivery that gets what you need to where you need it, knowledgeable staff that can answer your questions, and a large network of resources, it's no surprise that here at Green Mountain Electric Supply, we pride ourselves on serving the customer's needs.
When your project's on the line, you can't afford can't. That's why Simcona customers have been loyal for over 60 years, because we don't believe in can't. Thanks to the power of our world-class supply network, we have access to high demand and rare materials. So whether you're looking for that long lead time part or shopping for the best custom control panels, Simcona is your trusted partner in overcoming any component sourcing, panel manufacturing, or inventory management challenges. So let's get started. Ready to see your project come to life? Visit our website to get in touch with our team today.
For over 65 years, Green Mountain Electric Supply has been providing New England and New York with quality electrical products and solutions. This is the result of our founder, Earl Labor, and his vision to help the local farming industry, as well as providing a future for his family. Between our fantastic logistics system, extensive stock that has everything you need, stellar customer service that can solve your problems, speedy delivery that gets what you need to where you need it, knowledgeable staff that can answer your questions, and a large network of resources, it's no surprise that here at Green Mountain Electric Supply, we pride ourselves on serving the customer's needs.